Can you believe I learned all of these words last year? This is crazy.
Hi friend, Potato here. Every time one of my videos gets a few views, I get questions about my flashcards. How I make them, what tools do I use, where do I find vocabulary lists, etc. Well, let me walk you through my process of making these bad boys. For the new viewers or confused folk, I study Japanese and other languages, but today we talk about Japanese. And I like to use physical flashcards to learn vocabulary, which helps me reduce the time I spend stuck to the screen. I print and stick vocabulary on one side because, as a visual learner, I prefer the information I consume to be visually pleasing, but I do write hiragana, translation, and any other necessary information on the other side. I buy pre-made flashcards on Amazon. The size is 34 by 52 millimeters, or about 2.9 to 2 in freedom units. I also buy glue tape from Amazon, super neat and convenient, and my trusty scissors, also from Amazon. Nah, just joking, they're from IKEA and I do not trust them that much. For pen, I use Uniball 1 0.5 millimeters in every single color. My favorite color is Ganesh. You'll also need a printer if you want to replicate my cards. And last, but maybe one of the most important things that make everything easy is Canva. I use Canva to type and later print all of my vocabulary, but I'm pretty sure you can use anything you are comfortable with like Word or Illustrator. Where do I get my vocabulary list from? I do not have a vocabulary list. I make it as I go. Yesterday I used Kanji Master and Free, so I added here the words I don't know. I also add words from manga or anime, although not every single word I don't know, rather the words I don't know and I want to learn or I think will be useful to me in the nearest future. To set up your Canva file from scratch, first you will need to know the size of your flashcards. Then based on your limit, you can see how many words you can add per A4 page. I like to play with different sizes. I add words from 1 to 4 symbols to be able to add as many as possible per page. Anything bigger than 4 symbols for my setup at a font 50 is not gonna fit on one flashcard and one line, so I just adjust the font to make it smaller and then I can fit 5, 6 or more symbols. You will need to do a bit of math and test printing to find your perfect format. And when everything is ready, duplicate it and lock it. So if you move things around, you can always revert to the original. After I'm done setting everything up, I usually change the font color into something else like pink or red, and when I add new words, I change it back to black. This way I can keep track of new words and I do not have to delete all the writing. Once my page fills up, I print, cut and glue everything. I do not delete the page until I have translated every single word, because sometimes I forget the readings and it's a bit of a pain to figure it out. But if that happened to you, use Google Translate photo feature to figure out the translation for word and then you can find it in a dictionary. I use jisho.org as a Japanese dictionary. I think it's a great resource for Japanese learners. It gives you context and examples and it's easy to navigate. My biggest tip for flashcard makers is to make them as soon as possible after you encountered new words, because you will still have the context fresh in your memory and you will know how to use them and what notes to write on your flashcard. It is not necessary for simple words like dog, but for the words with many meanings or difference in usage depending on the grammar, it is vital. Anyways, I usually sip some tea and write all the necessary information on the back of my cards. If I make a mistake, I use a correction tape, also from Amazon. And this is pretty much it, the end. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, and leave any other questions in the comments. Bye!